What's good? What's good? Without further ado, let's get into it. If you clicked on this video, you already know what time it is. And I'm finna touch on the state of the DCU. Well, James Gunn's DCU to be exact. And my expectations, my thoughts really on it. So, yeah, I pretty much like how things looking so far. I really do. I'm one of the few that has a bit of faith, regardless of the lack of faith that's been going online about James Gunn and, his whole take on the DCU. In my opinion, I feel like y'all just a bunch of haters, honestly. I mean, The Last Guardian is made with 800 million at the box office. That's pretty significant number. That's close to $1 billion, if you ask me. So, wow, it was something. This guy moved to DC, take over the DCU, and it's just a bunch of hate. It's just stupid, and it's just lame to me, man. You know what I mean? Grow up. If you don't like it, just simply don't watch it. But going online bashing a brother, man, it makes no sense. And I'm an aspiring filmmaker myself, and James Gunn, one of my idols. I can say that I look up to as far as filmmaking. He got some pretty good. I like The Suicide Squad. That's one of my guilty pleasures, if you could say. And it was a pretty solid movie, and I'm pretty sure most people can say the same thing. But yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to see what he got cooking. I didn't have, for one, watch Creature Commandos. I'm kind of not I like cartoons, but it's just something I was like, I'm gonna skip it, regardless of how bored I get, and just be like, well, I don't got nothing to do, I don't got nothing to watch. I might pass on that. So, yeah, I mean, I heard it's pretty good, but that's just something I'm gonna skip on. But yeah, I checked out Superman, and for one, I give it about a good 7.5 out of 10, mainly because, in my opinion, it was just oversaturated with the characters. And I do agree with the lack he been getting on the whole characters thing. Like, people saying that's all he know how to make is make character movies, like characters, ensemble character movies. And I don't think that's necessarily true, because that movie Slither, that was pretty graphic, and then it really wasn't characters driven. It wasn't an ensemble movie. It was just mainly about that one guy went out. He was happy to marry with his wife, and he went out, the alien stuff got to him, and he became an alien. But it's a pretty gross movie, graphic movie. It's up there with The Thing, the 1982 version of The Thing. So if you haven't seen The Thing, you might want to check that out. But yeah, I believe James Gunn is a pretty prolific filmmaker, and his take so far, is pretty good. What he got cooking. I'm interested in seeing more. And the whole Batman thing, I, for one, don't really care. I'm a big Spider-Man guy. I got a Spider-Man video coming. I'm gonna touch on, how I feel about the whole brand new day thing, the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out in 2026. So I'm gonna touch on that, but I could care less. It is pretty interesting. I can for once say that Batman is kind of growing on me, just simply because I did grow up watching the Dark Knight movies and whatnot, and some of the few Batman cartoons. But I'm pretty much a Spider-Man guy. But I think that's gonna be pretty interesting, and I've been hearing that they're gonna allow 2 Batmans. I've been seeing YouTubers, like different YouTubers, saying that, oh well, how they gonna do 2 Batman, and just complaining and whatnot, and just accept the fact that we are spoiled and we're being blessed, however the situation turns out. But if you're gonna get 2 Batman, hey, that's a win for the Batman fan, the true Batman fans out there. You get to see 2 Batman that I, for one, think are definitely going to do significantly well both iterations, and yeah, I think it's just a great time to be a DC fan in general, regardless of the hate, because that's all it is just hate. It's just hate for no reason. Like, let this man cook, man, But back to the whole Superman thing, yeah, it was just the characters, man. It was too many freaking characters. Instead of just like this, cohesive story just revolved around Superman. But I did enjoy they didn't really touch on the origin. They skipped that, which was, in my opinion, perfection. The Christopher Reeve version, really basically told his origin, along with the Superman Returns. It basically kind of shed light and, kept the audience up to date on what Superman been, and it's just, I for one enjoy that. I grew up on that movie. A lot of people don't really know about that one. Or the Christopher Reeve version, which I haven't seen, and I don't even think I care watching it, But yeah, I think that Superman movie was pretty solid. Like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. And yeah, I think it was real dope. Yeah, but like my main problem was just the characters, man. Especially towards the end. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie, it's definitely a spoiler. But close to the end, when Superman, he was kind of in a bind. Like, should I say to stop Lex, or should I stop this this little? It was like, should I still stop Lex, or should I go and confront the governor, whatever, the president, or whatever, of behavior or whatever, I saw it twice, I'm thinking about watching it a third time. But Superman is just so, he's one of those characters, those real fantasy-like fictional characters, and it's just really hard to grasp, because, you really living in real times. Like, this is real life. And, Superman, there's no such thing. And it's like, wow, like when you watch it, your expectations are really high. And that's what I believe was so hard about, getting Superman right, because, there's no such thing. And to be this perfect guy, that's a lot, And in a society where, people know nobody's perfect, if that makes sense. And that's the truth. That's just nothing but the truth. But for one, I still enjoyed it. It's just my problem, like I said, it was too many characters. Like towards the end, they had Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl or whatever, kind of give him a hand or whatever. And I just thought, like, this guy, he would have been better off. It still would have been a solid. I think it would have been a little tad bit better had, that they weren't in it. This man is supposed to be the most powerful human being. And my thing is, if you're the most powerful human being on the planet, why do you need help? Answer me that. Like, this is really something to just think about, because I showed for him, was just like, man, that was really got me. But overall, the movie was good. Like I said, give it a 7.5 out of 10, only because of, the character thing. It was kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy meet Superman type thing. I do give them that critics on that I've been hearing saying that, like, oh, this like Guardians of the Galaxy. Then another thing, the suit, man. The suit was a little bloated, you know what I mean? Dude looked like he was then wearing a diaper. I feel like they could have tightened it up a little bit. But yeah, it was just like, man, the suit was a little big, but other than that, man, it still was a solid movie. And that being said, I'm one of the ones that are looking forward to seeing what James Gunn got cooking, over there at Warner Brothers. James Gunn and Peter Safran. I think James Gunn is a solid filmmaker. It's just my take on it, regardless of all the hate, backlash. Like I said, if you don't like these movies, simply don't watch it. But going online, like I'm going online, seeing like, oh, he this, oh, this, that. Like, dude, he can make solid films. He has a vivid imagination, you can definitely see, like, for the ones, that really do like his stuff, I know you can agree with me on that. You can definitely not disagree on that. But yeah, man. And like I said, I didn't see Creature Commando, saw Superman, and I'm on to the Peacemaker thing. Peacemaker, I liked it the first season, off the rip. Didn't really like John Cena or whatever in the Suicide Squad. And James Gunn coming out saying the reason why he made the show or whatever was because, he really liked the John Cena's character, Peacemaker, but I really didn't. But it was interesting, like I said, he takes characters, those underrated, C-list characters, and, turning them into household names, and that's most definitely what he did. And like I said, I like the season 1, season 2, definitely. Like, I think we got like 2 more episodes. We're on 6 episodes. I'm making this video. Episode 6, season 2, episode 6. So it's like 2 more episodes, and I'm really curious to see. I'm definitely tuned in. I'm up to date. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to get off rip, but because I can go from one subject to another subject, then go back to the subject. Like, hey, stay on. I'm trying to stay on one subject. But yeah, I really like Peacemaker season 2. Like, I get it. It's definitely give you those vibes like we're in a whole new era. You know what I mean? The last DCEU was just burnt out. And I don't want to even get into all that because anybody who is anybody should know. I already know what time it is. Like, it's Warner Brothers' fault. Warner Brothers is the reason why the DCEU failed. Like, I don't stop. Like, Dick Ryan, Zack Snyder, get off their man nuts. You know what I'm saying? Warner Brothers are idiots. The people who are running, who did run, I don't know, they're still, but just the whole company are nothing but idiots. And I see that they kind of trying to make a comeback, like righting their wrongs, but it's just idiotic, man. Like, I get it, I get it, the Zack Snyder bro, and I get the, other side of the coin, which are the James Gunn bros. I'm in either or, I'm right in the middle. I could care less, but like I said, I be on YouTube, and it's like my second video, as you know, if you keeping up with my channel, and I'm just giving my take, and I know my take ain't nothing but the truth. Warner Brothers destroyed, they killed the company killed their own brand, which is insane. Like, who does that? Like, it's just never heard of, but it's the truth, and they starting all the way back over, and like, you can see that real in Peacemaker season 2. They still trying to do the Marvel thing, like with the, because I don't know, it's just, I guess, a vendetta or whatever they have over Marvel or whatever, which is stupid. Like, hey, I mean, you rivals, like, we get it, like, we all get it. It's like Burger King, McDonald's. Like, why wouldn't you be in competition? If you want to look at it from that standpoint. But at the same time, it's like, it's clever in a way, because spoiler alert for Peacemaker season 2, but Peacemaker deals with the multiverse, which is going on with Marvel. But the difference is, Marvel, they're not telling a story with it. Like, it's just like, hey, here's this. Oh, we got characters. Hey, you remember this character? Oh, well, he gonna be in this movie. They gonna be in that show. I know you like that. And I don't want to even get started on Marvel, because I seen it coming a mile away. Like, I've been seeing it coming. I called it already myself. Like, and it's crazy, so many videos coming out of, how Marvel destroyed themselves at the end game. It was already, end game was the end all. Like, it literally was the end game for Marvel, and they could have capitalized on that, which they refused to do. And like I said, I don't want to get into too much on that, because, like, I'm a big nerd. And but yeah, Marvel, they destroyed themselves along with Warner Brothers. They destroyed their own DCEU franchise, and they're starting from scratch with the other one. and it's definitely showing. Like I said, Peacemaker season 2 deals with the multiverse, but on the other hand, like Marvel, they're handling it very correctly. Like they're handling it very, very correctly, and I commend James Gunn on that. You know, he's telling the story with it, and that's what he does. Like he knows how to do that. Like along with making characters like C-list characters into household names, and that's what he's doing. So I believe that the DCU, in my opinion, is in good hands. You know, that's just my full, honest opinion. And I'm just interested to see where it goes. I'm trying to think before I close this video. Is there anything I want to touch on? I think I got everything I wanted to say out the way. It was just not really much yet. We haven't, we don't got nothing. But what next year you got Supergirl. Supergirl comes out next year. But so far we've gotten Superman, which I was definitely already. I'm in my head. I was like, yeah, I'm rather just wait on Superman, like, cause I seen it. I mean, I've been seeing it right on the wall. Warner Brothers is responsible for the death of DCU. Like, stop blaming who such and such. Like, quit pointing fingers. It's just plain as day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, keep it a buck. It was Warner Brothers that fought. They're idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They 9 times out of 10 they don't really care about the DCU as, superheroes in general. Same with that prick or whatever, David Zaslav, making stupid text right off, like canceling shows and beloved cartoons that that just everybody grew up on. Like the Looney Tunes are our childhood. Like, what do you mean? Like, come on. Like, I still like Looney Tunes. Like, even though I don't really know much about them, but it's very entertaining. As a normie, normies, I'm pretty sure everybody loves Looney Tunes, and you sitting up there canceling your beloved characters, like writing them off as just canceling movies as a tax write-off. It's stupid. When you can, just focus on, what you got in your face, like at hand. Focus on what you're dealing with, and that is, your intellectual properties, which I'm pretty sure he don't care about. I know he probably trying to, it's no secret that Warner Brothers is in debt. They $1 billion in debt, and I guess he's just trying to get some of that debt off. So it is what it is. Like I said, on this channel, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Well, not like I said, but I'm gonna keep it a buck on this channel. I'm gonna spit number facts. Like, these are my opinions. If you don't like what I'm saying, you ain't got to, you ain't got to deal with my shit. Plain and simple. But I ain't gonna talk too much. I think I got everything I wanted to say out the way. Warner Brothers, they idiots. They killed their own DCU franchise, trying to rush with Marvel, and then, see how that worked. But yeah, I definitely got faith. James Gunn gonna turn everything around. And I'm not gonna bluff, but I'm not even really interested in Supergirl. I think I'm really not even interested in the DCU. I'd take that back. Like, I think Superman was it for me, and it definitely delivered. Like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure the DCU is in good hands, and yeah, I think DCU in good hands. But all the other stuff, that's supposed to be coming out, I could care less about, like Lanterns and like he laid the groundwork out pretty good, and I believe 10 years from now, it's gonna all make sense. It don't make sense now, because he's setting everything up. You got to set everything up. And a guy like me just really don't care, or really don't care. I'm not too keen of keeping up with everything. So yeah, just really interesting to see where it's gonna lead. I did enjoy Superman. I think it was a pretty solid movie. That was basically the groundwork for the DCU, just like Iron Man was to Marvel, the same with Superman. Superman is the blueprint of the DCU, which a lot of people act like they don't know. It's just, oh, it's Batman. Da, 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 da. No, it's Superman. Superman is that guy. He's just, like I said, he's so fictional and fantasized that, in today's age, that stuff just doesn't sit with it. It doesn't, like, come on, like a guy with that much power, like in a world where nobody is perfect, like, and regardless of what's going on, the movie did touch on a lot of political stuff that's going on today, like, far with wars and all that. But just bottom line, that's like a hard character to get right. And me, like I said, I'm an inspiring filmmaker myself, so that'll definitely be a challenge. But I know what I'll do, and that's just get the fans' input. Like, hey, what do you think about Superman just in general? Are you a fan, or just what is your take on it? Like, I want to hear people's opinions, because I would want to do the character justice. Even though I'm not a Superman fan, I still want to get the character right, and yeah, that's just my take on it. But I believe that's it. Like and subscribe to my channel if you can. If not, that's cool too. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to. But if you like what you're hearing, or just want to like it or whatever, that's cool too. And I would appreciate if you subscribe. But if you don't, that's still cool. But hey, that's it. That's my take. I'm out.